Hey, this your girl Topnotch, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Quiana Brown. How you doing tonight?
How are you, beautiful?
I can't complain. I can't complain.
That's awesome.
So tell us a little bit about Miss Brown, Quiana Brown.
Okay, so I'm from the DMV, mainly born in DC, raised in PG County. Everybody calls me Q. So, yeah, that's a little bit of backlog about myself. I'm here for a long time, not a short time. I'm still here. I'm still ticking.
I like that. Still ticking, still ticking. So I guess, do you have a name or brand for your life coaching?
Yeah, so for those who know me, so let's just go ahead and just break the ice.
Okay, let's break the ice.
So for those who have been following me for the last 8 or 9 years, I started off as a fashion designer. So my brand was called Leo, which that means loyal backwards. It's about being you, being who you are. That's my slogan. Be you, be loyal to yourself. So from there, as I went through this whole transition, I bust my butt for them 8 years, making clothes, doing men and women clothes, being inspired by those individuals that just don't have a voice. So that's what it's about, expressing yourself through fashion. So from there, I was just like, you know what? To keep it real, I was tired. I was I was overwhelmed. I really had to take a sabbatical moment and try to recalibrate whatever that is supposed to be aligned with myself. And it just didn't stop there. I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm gonna stop. I stopped, I want to say in 2002. That's when I had made that decision. I was like, let me figure it out through 2003. So I now am a life coach. I kept the name Leo because I earned it.
Okay.
It's my soul, it's my baby. So it's copywritten. So I'm just like, you know what? It still means it can still represent people that still need to have that voice and be loyal to themselves. So
Okay. So do you think you will ever get back into the fashion?
no.
No. Okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
I would say that I'm not opposed to just being helpful for those that need an outlet to talk about fashion, but for those that want to build and try to find out all these different things that they need to identify in their life, that's where I'm at.
Okay. All right. So what made you decide to get into life coaching?
So I want to say that at the age of 18, I already knew my purpose was.
Okay.
I just didn't really hone on into it because I'm young. Like I wouldn't even know what to do. I just know that I wanted to help people. And I did that part. Someone called me overly nice, and I'm just like, I kind of took that as a, I want to say more so, I didn't take that in a greatest high spirit.
Okay.
I was just like, no, but one of my best friends always told me, you know, be yourself. Like, don't worry about what everybody's thinking. So I'm pivoting forward and I'm still not understanding what this is
Right.
because I'm getting older. And last year, I was like, I need to figure out what it is I'm about to do.
Okay.
Like, I know that I need to do something. Around COVID, I just had all of these different things happening. And I've becoming a conversational piece. Like, I've been a actual sounding board for people. I would listen to everything that people say, and it didn't bother me. I wanted to know people's background. What is your history? So then I was just like, you know what? No, I want to be a life coach. It became more on how can I become other than a, a counselor or like a psychiatrist because that requires a lot of time and effort. I was like, look, I don't want to go to school for all that. Let's
Okay.
kind of narrow it down to something. And I was just like, I want to be a life coach. So that's how it happened.
So is there like any type of certifications or any type of training or anything that you can let our listening audience know about?
Yes. So for those that want to become a life coach, first you can do your research. You can always look to find out where you can get your life coaching certifications. You don't really need a certification, but if you want to get yourself more knowledge base, and because you're going to have to learn, like that's what we have to do. We're coming in learning. So I started off with the Jay Shetty school, sorry, certification school.
Okay.
For those that know Jay Shetty, a very, very, very sociable person in the industry, more of the celebrity. So he started off as a monk, and
Interesting. Okay.
it was definitely empowering. So I went that route. I went to that school. There's several schools out there, and right now I am working on. So I did graduate June this year, June or July this year, and then I was like, you know what? It doesn't end there. How do I get my accreditation? Because I just want to say this: just because you have your certification in life coaching, that doesn't mean that you are certified, like having an accreditation. And what I mean by that is you have to get a certain amount of hours
Okay.
to become fully certified to have accreditation. It's like, I want to say, like, if you're in school, you're getting your bachelor's, your associates, your bachelor's, and then your master's. So the accreditation is saying you start with the ACC, MCC, and a PCC. So a ACC is associating accreditation. I'm sorry, coaching accreditation. So I am working on that. I am working on my hypnosis certification
Okay.
and my neurolinguistics programming certification. So all of that I am actually working on right now. So right now I will be having two certifications in my life coaching, then neurolinguistics, then hypnosis, and then I'll be working on my ACC.
Interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about the hypnosis
Yeah,
part of it?
yeah. So right now, so I haven't started a class, but it what it does, it breaks down on how many different ways you can hypnotize someone. And there's either three or four, because me just going back to, what I read so far, because I like to take my time and do one certification at a
Right.
time.
Right.
So right now I'm working on my neurolinguistics programming certification, and then the hypnosis will come into play. But it breaks down on how you can hypnotize, how you can hypnotize yourself and you not knowing, just based off a conversation.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't want to get into full depth because I'm
Right.
just like, but that is definitely just solidifying. This is what the techniques that they'll use. The four, like the one that you're so immune to is the one where they say sleep,
And then you fall
and then you
asleep.
fall asleep. Or
Got it.
we can have a conversation while I'm talking to you like this, and then
Mm,
you get into a trance. It's like you're definitely in a state where you're in a trance. So it's about having those different trances.
okay. So, how long have you been a life coach?
So I've been certified since June this year. But I started, it took me about, I want to say, if you are dedicating yourself, like committed, talk about no time for a lot of other things, you commit yourself, you motivate yourself, you can do it in, I want to say, 3 to 6 months. They
Okay.
recommend, if you want to, like, let's be realistic and manageable,
Hmm.
than to do the 6 months. But
Okay.
if you just like, hey, you know what? No, I'm driven. There's a 3 month plan.
Okay.
So it took me 6 months. I'm about to be fully invested in a whole full year as a life coach, because I want to say that I stepped in as soon as I paid for it. I'm a life coach.
Oh,
Like, if you need to
oh,
own it, own it.
own
Own
it.
that you're a life
I
coach.
like that. Own it.
Oh, and also wanted to say that I'm not just a life coach. I'm a life coach in I'm a personal development. So I'm a mindset and personal development and professional development.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you wanna be able to identify your niche, like what life coach is very broad. How do you narrow it down? How do you micro niche it to something that can bring more awareness? Like, you could be a life coach in um marriage status or whatever,
Okay.
but it's a specific genre, like you're breaking it down. So when you have your audience, they're not just looking for, oh, I need a life coach. No, I need to build my relationship with my marriage.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Are there any specific ways you can help the listening viewers out in the DMV with any, this, if they are dealing with things or whatever? Do you have any advice for them, like far as the life coach, stuff happening throughout our lives, throughout our journeys or whatever? Do you have any advice for the DMV listeners?
Yeah, I want to just say that for those individuals that feel like they are stuck
Stuck.
and they cannot find out what their identity, like, why are they here, like what is their life purpose, if it's a purpose, or it could be stuck in any type of element. It could be work related, relationship related. It can be just self related. To take some time, take a breather. Don't force it,
Right.
but you need to make a choice.
Okay.
Make a choice and then actually start to listen to the little voice, not the loud voice. The loud voices is always going to be the dopamine. It's always going
Mm.
to be the driven push drive, go, go, go.
Mm.
You listen to the lower voices saying, you know what, you need to do this. You need to be better at this.
Okay.
The lower voice is the oxytocin. That's the one that balances us. So you want to be able to have a balanced like mindset. You want to be able to declutter the chaos that
Clutter.
continuously creates so much tension in our minds. So allow yourself grace. And I
Grace.
always say that it'll be okay. Trust me. I do have a framework that I'm working on. It's called the 6 L's of living.
Mm.
And the 6 L's of living is first thing we got to do is live. We
Live.
need to live. Love.
Love.
That means
Okay.
love yourself. Live for yourself. Love yourself.
Mm.
You need to learn. You need to lead. You need to listen to yourself and you need to let go.
Let go. I love it.
Yeah. So that's a framework that I'm building because those things that, like I said, it gets so dark and we need to bring more brightness and awareness to ourselves.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, Q. I love it. So, what is next for Q? What
Okay.
is next?
What's next for me is to my 9 to 5 is my 9 to 5. Let's be
Okay.
realistic.
Okay.
And but that's not where it ends. Because that's how it all started. And that's why I built the personal development because it just doesn't end there, just working a 9 to 5, working
No.
for someone. I want to be able to help others. I want to be able to support them. And I want to be able to let them walk in their own path, right? So I
Hmm.
am doing this because this is my purpose. This is what I'm here on earth to do. So my next objective is to make sure that if I can cross paths with those that are listening to help them understand that it's okay to be okay, to sit with it, but not for a long time. And we'll work with each other. I'll like for me to be a life coach, for me to understand who you are, and also so to work on my framework, to do group coaching, to actually my virtual assistant told me I need to work on a planner and I want to be able to write a book.
Okay. I like that.
So I actually blog too. So yeah.
Okay. You actually blog.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of good. You have a lot of qualities under your
Thank
belt.
you.
A lot of great qualities, Q, under your belt. If you had to work with any life coach, who would it be and why?
That's great. So right now I'm reading The Prosperous Coach by Rich Lippman, and he just is he just tells it to you like it is, and that's what I would want. Don't try to give me any fluff. Like no one wants fluff. Let's be realistic. Let's be very transparent.
Right.
And people get it misconstrued by being transparent and being honest.
Mm.
Being transparent because you have to see through it. So tell me what it is that I need to see through, not to just
Mm.
be honest. Because being honest is not being transparent. So he keeps it real. So that's who I would like to
Okay. I
be
like
coached
that.
by.
Okay. Can you let our listening audience know that book again one more time with the author?
Yeah, so the author name is Rich Litvin. That's Lit as in Tom, V as in Victor, IN. First name is Rich. And it is called The Prosperous Coach. A very good read.
Okay. Since I have you here, can you also give us a life coach tip? Mm. Just a tip.
A tip,
Hmm.
let go of the little stuff. Let go of the little stuff. And here's another one to actually just be okay with just being who you are.
I like that.
Like, you don't have to fit in with everybody. You don't. We're not, we all have a different fingerprint. So
I like that.
if we have a different fingerprint, that means that we are not like everyone. Even twins have different fingerprints. So just be who you are.
Factual. I like it. I like that. So, do you have any upcoming events?
I don't have any upcoming events. This amazing podcast has been definitely, I'm so appreciative just being in this space. The
Oh,
only thing that I do have something that I'm working on. Like I said, I have my framework. So I do work on that every Sunday for those individuals that want to come and join. Like I said, once I give out my information, but I'm working on my framework. It's a pilot because I
right.
need to see what it looks like before I go public. So I'm working on that. It's free
Oh,
and it just goes through the 6 L's.
okay.
It's a fun exercise because the last, so here's the caveat, the last L, which I haven't incorporated, is laugh. And we need to laugh. We need
Okay.
to, like I said, we're doing all these other L's, but we need to actually laugh and enjoy life. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
So, I have a question. Do you think, in life coaching, do you think it should be? Are you working with like specific age groups, or you just working with like adults or children, or how does that work? How does
That's a
that
great
work?
question. Yes, I'm working. I would like to and would love to educate those with themselves finding identity within themselves 30 and 55.
Okay. So, age.
Because 30 to 55, if you go back in time, what did it look like when we were 30? Did we have it together? When we're in our 40s, we're trying to figure it out and we need to find some solid ground. At 55, it's like, okay, is it retiring that I need to do? Like, how do I pivot? So yeah, it's that age bracket. Yeah.
Okay. So, let us know, Q. How can the listening audience reach out to you? How can they find Q?
Okay, so I have two ways that you can find me, and I'm gonna give you a third. So my Facebook is Layo Loyal. It's LAYOL, and then space
Okay.
LAYOL, and then my Instagram is Layo.loyal. So it's loyal backwards dot and then spelled the regular way of loyal. So it's Layo.loyal, and then my website is Layo.co, not com.
Okay.
Don't do com.
.co.
Dot co.
.co. Got it. Listen to audience. .co. You heard Q. .co. So, well, it has been a pleasure, Q,
Thank
to
you.
interview you tonight, to enlighten us what life coaching is all about. This is your girl, Top Notch Fowler, Talks with Top Notch. Subscribe, like, listen, and listen out for Q interview. And we are out. Good night. You're welcome, Q.